Guys, it's been a while since I made one of my grocery shopping videos. I think the last one I did was when I was bulking, so I figured why not do one now that I'm cutting. Even though, to be honest, the foods really don't change that much, it's just the amounts. But anyways, I figured, hey, I did a nice, decent little round of shopping tonight, so I'll kind of show you the stuff that I personally got. Let's start with something that I always have on hand. Unsweetened almond milk. I always have this. Like I said, guys, I put this in my protein shakes, in my oatmeal. What else? Protein shakes, oatmeal. Oh, obviously my cereals, and you know, I bake with it when I make those whey protein muffins. So this stuff is always great to have on hand. Another thing that, oh my gosh, these are amazing, and I think I get these at Fred Meyer. I don't know if other grocery stores have these. They're called Carb Masters, and like, for example, these are cinnamon roll. Oh my gosh, these things are so good, and the macros are amazing. So this one container is only 60 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, only 4 carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So these things are awesome for you know, just kind of an easy kind of filler for when you may only have, like I said, it's the end of the night, you only have a low amount of carbs left and you want something somewhat kind of filling. This is a great thing, like I said, plus it's just obviously for your sweet tooth. And they have a lot of amazing flavors too. I mean, this is cinnamon roll, which is probably one of my favorites, but they have, like, you know, banana cream pie, the caramel spice one, all your fruit flavors like peach, raspberry, blackberry, vanilla chai. I mean, and they're only like 40 cents a piece. So these are great to have on hand. I think I ended up getting, like, oh, key lime pie, another good one. So I got 10 of those, big old stack of those. Oh, I'll even add those in my, those are actually really good to add into your protein shakes. Makes your protein shakes taste that much more amazing. So give that a shot. Yes, guys, rice cakes. You know, everybody builder seems like to eat rice cakes, but the thing I really like about these is just kind of for the volume. You know, I can eat, you know, with only being 8 carbs a rice cake, I mean, crap, I can sit there and eat, you know, a whole entire just big old stack of them, and the carbs still aren't going to be that bad. So that's kind of why I got the rice cakes. Something I really love, I eat a lot of, is more kind of like rice cakes, but they're more like the rice cake snacks. I personally love these. My favorite, though, that I didn't have at Walmart the other day, they didn't have at Fred Meyer, were my 2 favorite ones of these are cheddar cheese and caramel. And sure enough, Quaker, being the smart people they are, they actually made a sweet, it's called sweet and salty, where they combine the cheddar and the caramel in one bag. Oh my gosh, so it's amazing. I sit there and I'll take a cheddar one, and I'll take a caramel one, and I'll like kind of like stack it one over the other, and it's like, oh, that sweet, get the sweet from the caramel, and then the salty kind of from the cheddar. Oh my gosh, it's good stuff. Anyways, though, these were on sale, and you know, these have a lot of fiber in them. This is wild blueberry multi-grain fiber crisp. I got a couple bags of I think I got 3 of these. Yeah, I got 3 of those. And then another one I haven't tried before, yogurt and berry mini rice cakes. Like I said, these are some things I really love eating. Usually kind of like pre-workout. Something else that you always have to have on hand if you're dieting, especially if you're dieting on lower fat, fat-free cheddar cheese. Can't go wrong with this. Great to add on top of eggs. Add into your tacos, or, man, come on, who doesn't love cheese? I will say, though, that it doesn't microwave that well. I've tried using it with nachos and stuff like that, and it kind of hardens up, which kind of sucks. But hey, I mean, for fat-free, you gotta kind of expect a little bit of, you know, it's not gonna taste the same as real good fatty cheese. But hey, I'm dieting, I gotta make some sacrifices, right? What else? Okay, oh, you know, the good stuff. I got my fruits. I already have some like blackberries and blueberries in the fridge, but I ended up getting some, I love apples, you know, high in fiber, stuff like that. So I got some Granny Smiths and some Red Delicious apples. Another thing that I've been eating, I've been kind of hooked on lately, just because it's a good filler again, like I said. When I say filler, I'm talking about when you're dieting, you start thinking about foods as in the amount of volume. So if you only have like a certain amount of carbs left, you want to try to utilize something that's gonna, it's gonna be a lot of food for a lot of bang for your buck, but a lot of bang for your macros or whatever, your carbs. So a good filler, think about a big bowl of a big bowl of salad. Make a, shit. You can only, so per serving of this is 3 carbs. So imagine doing, and that's 1.5 cups. So shit, do 3 cups of salad in a big bowl with some. You can either do some Walden Farms no calorie, no fat, no carb, no nothing dressing, or I personally use a Trader Joe's balsamic vinaigrette dressing that only has like 3 carbs per serving. So I usually use that on my salads. So that's why I got some salad, like I said, just to kind of that's another thing to kind of help fill my stomach up, because that's the one thing that really sucks about dieting is that's one thing that's not going to go away is you are going to be hungry, and then you're kind of fighting hunger pains. So you got to try to kind of do your best to utilize foods, like I said, that kind of have more volume, that kind of like trick your mind or your body to kind of think that you're eating more food than you really are. So that's something that I do. Another thing that I always add, mushrooms. I love kind of like sauteing. It's like for my chicken breast, I'll saute mushrooms, and I'll kind of like saute with some onions, and then I'll kind of like take some sears and I'll kind of chop up my chicken breast and kind of let it saute with the mushrooms and onions and stuff like that, and season it, kind of spices up. I'll even throw in some vegetables with it. Just a great way to kind of spice up my chicken. So, and mushrooms are good for the immune system too. Since everybody's getting sick right now, it's always probably good to have a lot of mushrooms on hand. The last thing I want to do is get sick during a prep, so let's cross our fingers on that one. Oh, so here's my onions. Like I said, I like taking a lot of onions and sauteing with my mushrooms for my chicken. For my salad tonight, I'm gonna cut up some cucumber just to give it a little more volume and things like that. Hardly any carbs in the cucumber. What else? Oh, yep, I even got. Look at the bro in me is coming back. Got me a nice sweet potato. Bam! I only got one though, just because I was like, you know what? Sometimes if I buy a whole bunch of them, they end up going bad because I just kind of. For some reason, I think it's because I ate so many sweet potatoes last prep that I haven't really wanted to, eat anymore. It's like that time if you ever throw up on a certain alcohol, you're like, I'm never going to drink that again. Well, that was kind of me. My last prep, I ate so many damn sweet potatoes that this prep I've kind of been like, ugh. But for some reason they were on sale tonight, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get a sweet potato. So I did. It might end up just sitting on my countertop though. Another thing that I have on hand that's great for the old sweet tooth, and I just, some people say, oh, one big myth that I think is worth dispelling here is that when you're dieting, you can't drink soda. That's bullshit. I drink diet soda all the time. I mean, honestly, guys, I probably drink I don't want to say a can every day, but probably a can every other day. I mean, especially when I'm eating. If I'm making like some burgers or fries or something like that, or if I'm eating a pizza, yes, I eat pizza during prep. So as long as it's pizza that I can track the macros on. But who wants to drink water with their pizza, man? I like having a diet soda with my pizza, or my burgers and fries, stuff like that. And just to get at night sometimes if the sweet tooth is killing me, it's just nice to have some diet soda on hand. Another thing I got was. I personally love steak myself, so I got some, and I noticed this stuff too. This is a beef petite sirloin steak, and I think it's one of those things. The fat's pretty low. I think per 4 ounces, I think the fat's only 3 to 5 grams. So you can get away with having a good 6 to 7 ounces and not feel like you're utilizing too much fat. So I love red meat though. I eat a lot of extra lean ground beef in my diet, and like I said, a lot of steak. All right, let's keep this going. I got some more. This is a whole bag of just green vegetables, frozen green vegetables. I'll steam these and always kind of have these in the fridge. So I got some whole green beans and some broccoli, 2 bags of each. So gotta have your vegetables, guys. Gotta get that fiber in there. If anybody wants to know, you know, I do track my fiber intake through MyFitnessPal, and I usually try to aim to get, you know, anywhere from like that 30 to 40 kind of grams a day of fiber. Something else I got was I got some. These are all natural Lexia sweet potato fries, and I was so mad because I've been wanting to try the. They have these same. It's by Lexia as well. They have sweet potato fries, but they're Chipotle seasoned ones. Oh. I've heard they're amazing, but these were at Fred Meyer. I didn't have the Chipotle ones. These are just sweet potato ones with sea salt, and they were on sale, so I was like, you know what, I'll do it. The one thing I hate about these, though, sometimes you got to watch the fat intake per serving on these. It's 5 grams of fat, which isn't horrible, but if you're wanting to do, you know, 2-3 servings of sweet potato fries, and the fat can kind of really get up there. So that's just one thing you kind of got to watch out for, is the fat intake on these. Last 2 items. And this is actually something that I haven't eaten all prep, that I ate a lot during my first 2 preps. And this is Ezekiel Bread. A lot of you guys are familiar with Ezekiel Bread. It's kind of really popular with dieters. And my favorite was always the sesame one. I just kind of had an acquired taste to it. And I like that only per slice, it's only 14 grams of carbs. You get 3 grams of fiber with each slice, which is really great. Only 0.5 grams of fat, so hardly any fat in it. So just one of those things that, you know, like for breakfast with my eggs, I used to love, you know, I could probably have, especially with the amount of carbs, I get 315 carbs a day. And I usually have about 60 grams of carbs with breakfast. So it's like, hey, I gotta have, you know, which is, again, thinking about volume, I gotta have about 4 slices of, you know, Ezekiel bread toast for breakfast. And I like throwing on some Walden Farms, no calorie, no carb, no nothing. I have raspberry jam on it. Great for breakfast. So this was something that I probably wouldn't have got if it wasn't on sale. Because I think this stuff usually runs for like $5 a loaf, or $4 to $5. And I think it was on sale for 3. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring it back in the diet. I don't know if I'll stick with it, but I'm gonna go through this loaf. Last but not least, this was on sale, so I snagged this. It's new by Cheerios. This is Honey Nut Cheerios Medley Crunch. I don't know. Sounds good, right? I love Honey Nut Cheerios. I pretty much love all Cheerios, so I figured I might as well try this. It was on sale for $1.99, and also I like the macros on it. Per serving, it's only a gram and a half, 1.5 grams of fat, 24 carbs, and 3 grams of protein. It's another thing, like certain cereals, it's like, oh man, I want to use them, but then it's like, you look at the fat intake, and it's, you know, 3 to 5 grams of fat per serving, and it's like, man, if I want to have 2-3 servings of cereal, I don't want to spend 15 grams of fat on cereal. So that's why I like getting, you know, if you can find cereals that are usually below, you know, 3 grams of fat, it's usually good, especially when you want to do multiple servings. So, anyways, guys, this is pretty much, you know, some of the typical stuff that I eat. Like I said, you guys know that, you know, this is my first prep utilizing what I call flexible dieting. My first 2 shows, I was a lot more concerned about my food sources. You know, I had to make sure it was clean. You know, a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of oatmeal, brown rice, white rice, whatever, stuff like that. And, you know, it was so hard on me mentally when you have so many cravings and you're like, oh no, you deprive yourself. And it's just, man, like my last prep especially, it made me almost go kind of crazy. I was like sitting there always watching the Food Network channel, you know, Man vs. Food, and Dives Diners and Drive-Ins. You're just sitting there salivating watching, you know, those Food Network channels. And I'd sit there on bodybuilding.com and stare at food porn threads and read reviews on Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Like mentally the shit that it makes you do when you deprive yourself of foods that you crave, it's almost made me go crazy. And then of course, as soon as prep's over, what do you want to do? You just want to go out and binge and eat all these foods that you deprived yourself, all prep. So you know what? So this prep,